Welcome back. As we go into section 5, I hope you have enough for your notes, and I hope so far as we go through this certification, go through this program, you're feeling like you're equipped to be able to make more sales, feel more confident, teach more people on your team to do the same thing, and we build this muscle because it's a unique muscle. As we talked about at the beginning, all these things, this personal development's a piece of it. Simplicity is a piece of it. Education and understanding is a piece of it. Third party's a piece of it. Follow-up's a piece of it. And in simplicity, when it comes to product sales, it's a little less stressful than recruiting, just in general. Because most of you, in truth, have more belief in your products than you do in the recruiting side of your business. It's easier for you to promote your product than it is to promote your opportunity. For some, not for everybody, and I want you to be thinking about, as we go through this, a lot of people say, well, what should I do first? Should I bring in a customer first and then upgrade them to a distributor? Should I bring in a distributor and they'll become a customer as part of that process? Is it a combined conversation? Let them choose. And the answer to all three of those is yes. It really depends on the culture. It depends on your products. It depends on what's working in your marketplace, and you want to be paying attention to that. When I first got involved in network marketing, it was heavily opportunity focused, and then people would use the products as a result of that opportunity conversation. But one of the biggest trends in the world today is very heavy customer focus. Very heavy product conversation focused, and bringing people in as customers, letting them have a good customer experience, and then helping them see the opportunity in the future. Some have, and it's a pendulum that swings. Sometimes it was very heavy opportunity focus, and it swings very heavy product focus, where people are almost embarrassed to talk about the opportunity. I like to find a balance, and you'll find a balance within your organization of what makes the most sense. I mean, you want to make sure that you have a good percentage of customers for each distributor, a multiple of customers compared to each distributor in your organization. That's healthy within your organization. I am hired many times to help shift a culture from just purely customer focused to a little bit more team building focused. I would encourage you to do the same thing. My tendency would be in today's marketplace, make sure everybody has a foundation to be able to sell. And everybody's not ashamed of selling. Sometimes there's this, we don't sell, we share. You ever heard this one? We share. We don't really sell, we share. Stop it. You're selling. Sharing is just a selling technique, is all it is. I mean, using all these different things in order to educate. That's all what we're trying to do, is educate people so they understand what it is that we have. So sharing is selling. Don't be ashamed of selling. Don't feel like it's beneath you to sell, or it's somehow dirty to sell. All the great entrepreneurs in the world are selling constantly. They're selling. So this is a fundamental skill. We are salespeople. We are super salespeople. So I would make sure that foundation is there, and you need to make sure the same. But then I would blend. I would make sure that everybody knows that there's not just a product here, but there is an opportunity attached to this product. There's the ability for a person to promote this product and either create an income or be able to build a team that can create a leveraged income. I would want people to know earlier versus later. So don't hide the opportunity. That's my recommendation to you as you're going through this. So in section 5 is titled give everybody a chance. Yeah, because we tend to try and decide who should be a customer and who shouldn't. We try to decide for somebody else who should be a candidate and who shouldn't. And that's really a bad strategy. And sometimes it's just avoidance behavior. Oh, that one, I don't want to talk to that one. Or that one's not a good one. And it's just us avoiding having the conversation. What is our job? Fundamental: to educate people to the point they understand what we have. It's not to sell everybody. It's to educate everybody, to let everybody know that we have a solution potentially for a pain point in their life, or a way for them to be able to have a better life in some form or fashion by accessing our product in some way. That's it. Okay? So we want to give everybody a chance. Don't decide who is or who isn't a prospect. And as you are being a networker, not just a network marketer, but a networker, you're going to be identifying your network. You're going to be growing your network regularly. You're going to be strengthening your network. And then ultimately, you're going to be creating a candidate list from that network to be able to go educate. And here's what I would tell you in terms of selling. Think about, I asked you before, to create a list of the pain points connected to your products. Have you started to do that? Have you begun to make a list? We solved this problem, this problem, this problem, this pain point, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Why is that so important? Because to start, is it okay to prejudge a little? Sure. And here's what I mean by that. Let's say you figure out you've got 1,000 people that you know. Okay? And most of you don't think that you have 1,000, but you actually do. When you go through your social, you go through your phone, you go through your email, you go through friends of friends, you go through all of your different associations and connections and contacts and people you do business with and all that stuff. It's a bigger group than you think, right? Let's say you have 1,000. At the beginning, should you focus on who's hardest or who's easiest? What do you think? Easiest. Why not easiest? Why not? And think about this in terms of your team. Do you want them to pick the toughest prospect ever, or the one that's the absolute easiest in order to be able to sign up? Easiest. So this is a time where it's a little bit okay to prejudge, just to prioritize. It's just a prioritization tool. And what I'm saying by that is go through and say, who has a need for what I offer? Who could use what I have? And I know some of you say everybody, but who could most use it? Who do you have strong relationship with and could use it? Who do you have strong relationship and could use it and could afford it? Who can make an easy financial decision versus a hard one? Well, why not go with the easy one? Who will support you? And because of that support, they'll be more likely to be your customer at least once. Okay. So you're going to prejudge. You might prejudge somebody's overweight and you have a weight loss product. You might prejudge that they might want to lose some weight. Maybe this is something that they're focused on. Maybe it's not. But, I mean, versus a skinny person. I don't understand how you people do it, but the skinny people out there, and you have a weight loss product, maybe what I found when it comes to weight is most of us are fat. Like, we're really fat We're kind of fat. We're trying to not get fat. It's a battle, man, against the fat. Or it's like the fat's coming, and we're constantly fighting it. Or there's a few of them that are thin, and they're trying to add some weight. So there's almost nobody that's just like, you know what, I'm good. Everybody's looking to do something, right? So if you have something around weight management, you probably have something that could add or subtract or maintain, right? Subtract, add, maintain, which means we can have a conversation with people. Talk about what our needs are, talk about what their needs are, and give them something to try. And even in that, we get back to stories. You might, let's just say you haven't become, let's say you are a long-term before picture. You know what I mean by that? You haven't become an after picture yet. You're just a before picture. And you're like, how can I talk to somebody? I'm still a before picture. I haven't, been able to do that. Tell somebody else's story. And then say, hey, let's do it together. See what I mean? So no matter who it is in that particular example, or whether it's skincare or longevity or a service or whatever it happens to be, think about who those people are in your list. Prioritize. Prioritize based upon relationship, based upon hunger and need, based upon affordability, based upon how much they support you or connected with you, trust you, relate to you in one form or fashion. And start with those. Maybe put 1 star next to each person on your list based upon one of those things. And go with your 4 or 5 star people first, and then your 3 or 4 star people second, and then your couple star people third, and then your 1 star people fourth, and then I don't know if they have a need people fifth. This is I want you to think about this, not just in terms of what you're doing, but how you're going to go to the people on your team and give them confidence. Because here's the strange thing about our business. This is a up or out business. This is a get results or leave business. This is a create some sort of progress or get discouraged business. And sometimes all you need is a person on your team to make 1 sale. Get 1 customer. And that will cause them to stay another month. Get 2, 3 customers. It'll cause them to stay for 90 days. And over that period of time, they can grow, they can learn, they can develop, they can strengthen themselves, they can figure some things out. So, and from that, it provides a paycheck. Want to hear a crazy statistic? This is the power of $1. If a person signs up in your team and they don't earn any money for their first 90 days, the retention of the activity of the people on that team after 90 days is about 20%. So about 20% of your team will still be active if they don't earn any money. Okay? Might be, and what I mean by that is they're on an auto ship, they're using the product, they're signed up for the service, whatever it happens to be. If they earn just $1 or more from the company, a single dollar, retention goes from 20% to 74%. Isn't that wild? Now compound that through your whole team. What's the easiest way for somebody on your team to make $1? Make a sale. You can help them with that process, but focus on easy. Okay? Now, when you're looking at your entire network, create your active candidate list. When it comes to product, what we're talking about here is intention. These people might be an opportunity candidate at some point, but for now, I want you to just think about, I want to make sure this person becomes educated on the product that I have. So make a list of those people and then be constantly adding to that list. And that's just like one strategy that you're going to be approaching, because it's the easiest way for a person to get some progress. You can help them. You can support them. They can, from these results, will build some confidence, and then they can start to take a step as they move further into the business. Okay. But the main point that I want you to understand is give every single person a chance. Your goal is ultimately to educate every single person in your universe what it is that you have. Okay? Everybody. Now, what you've done probably pretty well is educating 50 people in your universe moderately about your product, and probably tied to your opportunity mixed in there, right? 50 or so. And I'm broadly judging you. But when there's 1,000 out there, there's a lot of opportunity to be able to go out and do this. And this is, even though you're focused on building a business, building a customer network is vitally important. I'll give you an aspirational goal. When I say give everybody a chance, here's an aspirational goal. Have 100 active customers that are not involved in your business as a distributor. And teach your team how to eventually build up to 100 active customers that are not actively involved in your business as a distributor. And think about the thickness and health of that organization. That's something that you can achieve. It doesn't have to happen fast. It can happen over a year, 2 years, 3 years. But that should be an aspirational goal, okay? Who's willing to accept that as an aspirational target? Okay? Fantastic. All right, that's it for giving everybody a chance. We will come back and talk about questions and objections in the next section, okay? All right, excellent. Okay. This one's fun. And I meant to tell you earlier on today that when the product's done, I know this is kind of boring, this background. It's not what it's going to look like when it's done. It's boring on purpose. It's going to be filled with graphics and bullets and points and quotes and all that stuff. But I have my notes on the back wall. If you want to see what's coming, you can always look. Those are the questions and objections back there. It's a cheat sheet, but it's stuff that you got in your workbook as well. Anyway, okay. So yeah, now you see how I cheat. So, Yes, exactly. But this is going to look super cool when we're done, when we put it all together. Okay, let's get to section 6. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, we're going to talk about one of the things that I hated the most when I first got involved, which was questions and objections. Oh, did I hate them. I would go out there and I would talk to somebody, and then, dun, 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 they'd say, cost too much. Or, what's this ingredient? Or, what's the science behind this thing? Or, I don't know if I need this, or whatever it happened to be. And questions and objections were much more personal and scary for me when it was about the opportunity. And we'll talk about that in recruiting certification. Much less so when it was about the product. There was a little bit of the price. That was a big one. Affordability. That was a big one. Figuring out, how do I help a person overcome that in their mind if they're convinced that they're broke. Now, these are the same people, mind you, that that their front door is covered with Amazon boxes. Same people will tell you that they can't afford something for $60 that have unopened nonsense in the cupboards of their house. Same people that are buying ridiculous stuff at the mall. Same people, right, that are door dashing for their lunch at triple the cost of whatever they should be spending on lunch. Same. But for whatever reason, I was just like, I would just like choke up. So I went through 3 different kind of evolutions when it came to objections. Evolution number 1 is I would agree with people and run away. They would say, well, I can't afford it. Okay, can't afford it. All right, bye. And I would leave. You know, it's just not for me. I don't like the ingredient. Okay, if you don't like the ingredient, see ya. Whatever it happened to be. I already have a product like that. Oh, if you already have one, well, I guess you don't need this one. Bye. I would find a way to just run away because I just didn't know what to do. And then I got educated. Then I learned the answers. Oh. So you know what I would do? I would fight with people. They would give me the objection. I'd say, oh, let me tell you why you're stupid. Let me tell you why you are an ignorant fool, and I am so smart. Guess how that worked? Not too good. People are like, I didn't come here to be lectured by you. Even if I won the argument, I would lose. Right? The prospect, because I'm not building a great relationship with that. Somebody telling me I'm stupid, or me telling them they're stupid. So that my second phase was getting educated, and especially about network marketing. Oh my gosh, I would like people say, you know, is this one of those pyramids? I mean, I'm like, are you one of those shape people? Like, really, the shape? The shape is an issue. The shape of every organization in the world, the shape of every team, the shape of every company, the shape of everything, the most stable shape on the history of the planet. That's the problem that you have. The shape. And they say, well, yeah, the shape. I'm like, so anyway, so that was phase 2. Phase 3, I finally learned. How do I use the objection? Because the objection's not a bad thing. Question's not a bad thing. Guess what questions and objections do? They help educate. You walk into a store and you're looking at something and you throw an objection at the salesperson. Well, they handle that objection. It helps you understand, why does this cost so much? Well, because of this and this and this and this. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Now I become a little bit more educated. Now I understand the quality. Now I understand what went behind it. Now I understand, oh, okay, I get it now. I won't have to replace this 15 times. You know, I'll be able to have this for long term. Ah, okay, I get it. So I learned I needed to just accept the fact that a question was good. It was my friend. And an objection was good. It was my friend. I just needed to have a process in order to be able to manage it. And once I had a process, I was golden. Because here's what I learned. In every single situation, this is part of personal development. In every single situation, you are either going to sell, you're going to learn, you're going to gain a story for the future. One of those 3 things. You're going to make a sale. You're going to learn something so you can make a sale in the future. You're going to have a story you can use in order to be able to help somebody on your team or yourself or some other prospect in the future. So I realized you can't beat me with an objection, because I'm either going to win in this interaction, and winning by helping you, or I'm going to learn. And if I get better every day, that's the game. It's not about the sale. It's about learning how to be able to make the sale any day you want. That's what it's about. It's about developing that skill. What I hope you don't get is just magical sales without any skill. It's like coming to Las Vegas, winning for the very first time. That might be the worst thing that could happen to you. Win that very first time. What I wish for my kids, if they come to Las Vegas, lose that for the painfully that very first time. So you realize, oh, I'm going to put boundaries around this. I'm going to have fun, but I'm going to put boundaries around this stuff. I'm not going to get crazy. So you win or you learn. So I want to give you a 4-step process for questions and objections. 4 steps. This is what I learned. This was when I decided to go pro, I decided, all right, what do the best people do that do this? And I'm going to do exactly what they did. And I kind of, after interviewing a whole bunch of people, I found this little process that, and again, I was working for a way to simplify that everybody could do it. Number 1, listen. If they give you an objection or a question, listen. Don't just wait to speak. Don't wait to give them all your wisdom and knowledge, all of your intelligence. Listen. What are they really saying? If they say, it costs too much, you got to read between the lines and listen. Are they saying, you haven't shown me enough to justify my time? Are they saying, I don't know if I trust the quality of this product? Are they saying they really don't have the money? Or, is it something else? They don't trust you. All of those things are fair, but what are they really saying? Because if the product, they might just not understand the value. If they understand the value, then the price might not be an issue. For almost everybody in network marketing, you provide a product or service that could be provided from an alternative source, right? In one way or form or fashion. And which means if people are engaged in any way down that product or service, they're paying one way or another. And it's our job to let them know that paying through our service is going to end up with a better long-term result. That's it. So it's not about coming up with new money, and it's almost never about affordability. It's stop paying here, start paying here. Stop wasting money here with substandard products. Start using this. This lasts longer. This provides better results. This will get you a better outcome. This will help you live a better life. This will help you deal with a pain point instead of masking some short-term symptom. All of those different types of things. So whether it's price or quality or anything else, really, it's our job to let them know that in the world of choices, this is one they should at least try. Just try it. And if it doesn't do it, feel free to walk away. No problem. I don't want you to do something that doesn't work for you. So listen. Number 2, relate. Relate to them. They say, gosh, this is expensive. Once you understand what they're really meaning by that, like compared to what? Help me understand. Expensive how? Right? Get some clarity. Then relate. Listen, I know exactly how you feel. When I first looked at this product, I thought, God, that seems like a lot. If I go get it at the big box store, I could probably get it for less. Right? I relate. We're the same, you and me. You're looking at it the same way I looked at it. First time I looked at it, I thought the same thing. I want you to imagine, you're on one side of the table, they're on the other side of the table, okay? Your prospect's over there. You're here, battling. with this objection. You're going to listen, number one, then you're going to relate. Guess what relating does? It moves you to their side of the table. Now you look at the problem together. See what I mean? By relating, we're the same. We think the same. You're a smart person. This is intelligent. We're on the same side. Third, tell a story, your story or other people's story, that helps them with that particular objection. Tell a story. Your story. And you could tell a story about a tool. You could tell a story about an event. You could tell a story about the product. You could tell a story about the ingredient. You could tell a story about a report. You could tell a story about a magazine article. You could tell a story about your company founder's vision. You could tell a story about the scientists. You could tell a story about anything you want to tell a story about that helps them with that objection. And then part 4, so 1, listen, 2, relate, 3, tell a story, yours or others. And then 4, if I, would you? If I could show you how this product, while on the outside it looks like it would be an expensive compared to what you've spent in the past, it's actually less expensive. If I could show you that the quality would make up for the additional cost, if I could show you that the results would be dramatically better than the results you got from a similar product, if I could show you, what would the increase in sleep be like for you? Increase in energy, increase in longevity, increase in savings, increase in peace of mind, whatever it happens to be. If I could show you how that all is real, would you be willing to take the next step? Would you be willing to try it? Would you be willing to look at it? Would you be willing to experience whatever it is? See what I mean? So learn to ask questions like a consultant. If I'm talking to somebody else, my goal is to bring value to them. My goal is to bring value. If we're talking, I have a product and you have a need, my goal is to bring value to you by connecting you to a product that will serve that need. And if you don't like it, if you don't see it, my job is to help educate you to at least understand it. So I'm going to ask a whole bunch of questions. Let's say talk about sleep, for example. Let's say you don't sleep great and you'd like to sleep better. Or you don't understand the importance of sleep. We talk about sleep, blah, 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 blah. And I have a product that helps with sleep, as an example. I want you to experience that, to just add this to everything else that you've ever tried in order to see if you can have a better life from it. And the downside is it's another one of the other probably 20 things that you've tried in your life in order to be able to have better sleep. Add this to those other things, and let's see if this will help you. I know it's helped other people. My intuition is it could help you. The downside is it's something that we try. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. But if you're confident in your product, my goal is to get people to try it. So I'm going to act like a consultant. Are you serious about sleep? Do you understand the value of sleep? How many hours of sleep do you normally get now? What's the quality of sleep? Do you track your sleep? I use this little Whoop band to track my sleep, my deep sleep, my REM sleep, hours of sleep, quality of sleep recovery. I use this. This has been a game changer for me to realize sleep was a real challenge and a real problem for me. And it only became a real problem for me in maybe the last 3 years. I used to sleep like a champ. And then just all of a sudden, sleep is an effort in order to be able to make it happen. Getting to sleep, staying to sleep. It's like, I don't know where this showed up, but I'm sharing this story to another person that maybe struggled with sleep, right? In order to be able to make that connection. I'm going to ask all kinds of questions. What have you tried? What worked? What didn't work? Oh, you tried melatonin? I tried melatonin. Guess what happens when I take melatonin? I go opposite. It wires my brain. It doesn't put me to sleep. It wires me up, gives me restless leg syndrome. It drives me bananas when I take melatonin. So that's just me. Other people, they just say it's an amazing thing. So then I tried this and I went, oh, this helps so much. So I'm telling a story and I'm building a bridge through all of this stuff by asking questions. So ask questions, and the same objections are going to be showing up constantly. Okay? Price, quality, need for the product, results. Is this for real? Because nobody knows who to trust anymore. You see all these ads and promos on TV and all this stuff. It seems like nonsense. Is this for real? Timing. Is now a good time? Do you start? You're trying something else? Whatever. Need to think about it. What other objections are there when it comes to product? Need to think about it. Need to talk to spouse. But again, do you need to talk to the spouse when you go to the big box store and you see something that has a display on it that says, hey, do you have this problem? And you bought the thing at the store and you brought it home. Did you need to say, well, gosh, I bought this thing to try and get some better sleep. I hope it's okay. You probably didn't, right? This is not like a business builder decision. It's just try this out to see if it helps with your life decision. Much easier, much lighter. So for most people, this is not a major life decision. It's just trying something out, seeing if it'll be a benefit. So don't overthink it. You just got to get into conversation. You got to transition the conversation. You got to be able to educate that person through this process to make sure that they understand what it is that you have. If questions come up, that's a good thing. If objections come up, that's a good thing. Listen, relate, tell stories, ask the question, if I would you. Be a professional guiding a person. I want you to think about yourself as a consultant that has a variety. These are a variety of different solutions, from different providers, right? And I'm going to ask you this. So, tell me about this and tell me about that. That rules this one out. Well, tell me about this and tell me about that. Oh, okay, that rules this one out. Tell me about this and this and this. And what happens when you do this? And how many nights in a row do you get good sleep? That rules this one out. I think this is the best possible solution for you. Based upon what you told me, I'm going to rule these out, and I'm going to tell you I think this is going to be what you should pay attention to. This is what I would prescribe. I would encourage you to try. You see it? You see how different that feels than please buy my thing? Different, right? You're a pro in your category. At least a reasonable one, right? So you might have 3 or 4 products. Maybe rule some out. Or even so, you ever go into a restaurant, and this is part of being a good networker again. If you ever go into a restaurant, or not a restaurant, but a retail store, and they don't have what you want, and you ask them, it's like, 4 stores down, ask for Sue. She'll take care of you. It's amazing. Just so you know, that's the best spot ever. How do you feel about the store that you just got that from? It's like, thank you very much. Or if you say, you go to a restaurant, how's the special? It's not great. Not today. Don't tell the manager that I told you that. The risotto is not, I would not recommend it. Try this other thing. This thing's really, really amazing. How grateful are you to the server that does that instead of pushes the special, right? So sometimes you might have a solution that you feel like would work, and there might be something that works better that your company doesn't even offer. Still bring value. Still make that recommendation. You see what I mean? You do that, you become a value and a citizen to the world, right? Don't overthink this. act like a consultant, work to be able to help people make a positive decision. And if you do that, questions and objections are easy, okay? So that's this section. We're going to get to section 7 next. All right. We're moving now. Okay. Cool. Ready for section 7? All right, here we go. 5, 4. All right, so we've talked about all these various things, keeping things fun, keeping them simple, education and understanding, questions and objections. You don't need to have these scare you to death. Here's what I want to tell you in this section. And this sounds strange, but if we're going to try and keep it simple, because we want things to duplicate, right? You're going to be an ambassador, all these various things that we talked about. What I'm going to encourage you to do is make this easy, simple, and fun. I want you to think about sales within your team as simple and fun. Fun. It's fun for us to help people with our product. It's fun for us to be able to create a great customer experience. It's fun for us to add somebody to our community. It's fun. And it's only going to be fun if you decide it's going to be fun. This is a cultural thing. Some people sell just because they have to. Because I want to qualify for the trip, damn it. I want to qualify for the incentive. I need that fast start bonus. I got to go get 3 more customers. When am I going to find these freaking 3 customers? It's just like, if you get it in your heart that this is about service and it's about contribution and it's about bringing value to the world and you really care about your products, and again, how many of you believe really strongly in your product or service, right? Make it fun. So it starts with you. I want you to get comfortable with selling, okay? Even if you're an introverted person. How many of you are introverted? How many of you won't raise your hand because you're so introverted? Right? There we go. I'm introverted too. I lose energy in a crowd. Where I recharge my batteries is by myself, staring at the wall. You know, I need some alone time just to like stare into the distance and my battery charges right back up. No problem. I go into a crowd, my battery goes down. So when I'm in selling mode, if I have a product that I really believe in, if I'm in selling mode, I know that I am giving away part of my energy to do that. I am sacrificing part of my energy in order to be able to do that. And I learned, I'll put it to you this way. My love language is contribution. That's where I'm happiest. Like you involved in this certification course. This makes me happy. You know why? Because it's not just you that's going to get this information. You're going to take it home. You're going to pass it on to other people. You're going to have a different mindset from this. You're going to impact your communities. You're going to impact your teams. You're going to impact your company, maybe your country, impact all those customers, all of that stuff. And to know that I get to be a little piece of that story makes me willing to sacrifice part of my energy in order to be able to achieve that goal. So I would like you to kind of reframe in your head. Some of you, when it comes to selling, mentally, you're like going to the dentist. You're like, I got to go sell. I need 3 customers in order to qualify for, whatever it is that you're qualifying for. Versus this is a way for you to contribute positively to somebody else's life. So when you get that solid, starting with you getting comfortable with this, Even in getting comfortable with the fact that it might drain your energy, even getting comfortable with the fact that you might have to deal with some personal development stuff as you're going through this, even, facing questions and objections and not knowing what to do with it, or looking foolish. For me, looking foolish was the scariest risk ever. Just the chance of looking foolish. The chance of not having an answer. But third-party tools help me with that. I didn't have to have the answer. So great. If I tried to be the expert and somebody, figured out that I didn't know what I was talking about, well, that was embarrassing. But if I just introduced them to something else that wasn't me, they could reject that. No problem. They weren't rejecting me. Oh, lovely. So I want you to get comfortable with this idea of selling. And I want you to help your team get comfortable too. And how do you do that? All these other building blocks that we've already talked about, getting them so solid and belief around your product or service that they're just rock solid there. Once they're solid there, they become that ambassador. Now, telling other people about it's not as much of a problem, right? Now we're going to give them tools that they don't have to become a super expert salesperson in order to be able to do, and a process to be able to do it. I learned this. People love to buy. They love to buy. They hate being sold, but they love to buy. The online merchants, they understand when you're scrolling through advertisers on social, they understand. And boy, does my algorithm understand me. Anytime I've got a pain point in my mind, I'm like not that flexible, right? I need to work on flexibility. So boy, do I see every flexibility machine in the world is in my feed. And I'm going to buy. I just got one yesterday. I'm laying in bed last night with this thing wrapped around my leg. I'm pulling on it with the bar, trying to figure out how to get the backs of my legs a little bit looser. Like, oh my gosh. But they understand me. I love to click a button, done. Ship it, send it. People love to buy online from other people. If there's a pain point and you understand the pain point and you can help solve the pain point, you just got to have the conversation to be able to give them an opportunity to buy. And guess what we do? We all get tense and weird at the moment of sale. It's like, what do you think? Would you want to be my customer? It's like, well, that feels weird now. Now I don't know if I do. I was ready to buy, and then you got weird, and now I don't know if I want to buy anymore. You know what I mean? So just be more assumptive. Like, of course, I have a solution. I have a solution. Of course you want this, right? The only question is like, how quick do you want it? Do you want to order it today? Why would you wait? You've got a pain point. I've got a solution. Give it a shot. Give it a try. It's like I saw a Mountain Dew commercial on the Super Bowl ad like a few years back. And the commercial was Puppy Monkey Baby. Remember Puppy Monkey Baby? It was some flavor of Mountain Dew. Puppy Monkey Baby. Puppy Monkey. It's what? Okay, whoever came up with that, fine. But you know what all they were trying to do with Puppy Monkey Baby on the Super Bowl? Get them to try this flavor. That was it. Get them to try it. And we got a solution. We're going to get them to try it. So people love to buy. They don't like being sold. Make it easy for them. Write that down. Make it easy for them. Customers today crave easy. Anytime you can make it easy on them, do it. Network marketing companies are notorious for not making it easy. Too many clicks, too many steps, too many pages, too much confusion. As a group, they're terrible. They need you to simplify this thing, what I want you to think about is friction. Anytime there's friction in the buying process, you need to be the thing that eliminates the friction. Can I help you place the order? Can I create the shopping cart for you? Can I take care of it for you? You want to just give me your card? I'll arrange for it. I'll type it in. I'll do this thing. Can I send you the link? Can I make this easy? You want me to order it and have it for you locally? What can I do in order to be able to make it simpler, easier, less friction, less friction, less friction? Make it easy. Take choices away. They don't want these choices. They've been trained by the internet for one-click shopping. Click a button, it shows up at their house. Fast. So what is your job? Make it easy. Eliminate friction. Okay, so I want you to audit your customer sign-up process and look for points of friction. And think about what can you systemize in order to be able to reduce that friction as low as humanly possible. Now, there might be a process that works if a person's willing to make 9 clicks. But just because it works from 9 clicks, don't assume that the average person's going to do that when they're doing 1 click for the rest of their lives. You do 8 of them. Let them do 1 if you can figure out a way to do it. We have to reduce the number of words, the number of steps, the number of days it takes for them to get their product, the number of hours it takes for them to start their service, the number of decisions that they have to make in order to be able to onboard any of the stuff. You need to be the secret agent that simplifies the process. Okay? And here's what I would tell you. Some of you are going to say, I need to talk to my company about that. And fine, talk to your company about that. But work with what you have. Work with what you have. Don't wait for something that they say is coming in 3 months or 6 months or 9 months. Assume it's never coming. And simplify it on your own. Then you'll grow. Okay? Always, put this in your notes, always work with what you have. Always work with what you have. Never wait for something that is promised in the future. When it shows up, if it shows up, it'll be a nice surprise, but don't ever count on it. Companies are notoriously slow. Now, once you've made it easy, what's the next thing you need to do with the customer? Compliment them. Congratulate them. Well done. Smart move. I'm so happy for you. I'm excited for you. I'm excited about the result that you're going to get. I'm excited about the benefit you're going to have from the service. I'm excited about what the product's going to do for you. I'm excited about what's going to happen for your family. I'm excited about whatever solution it is that you provide. Let them know. Compliment them and let them know that they've made the right decision. Have you ever gone to a great retail, like clothing salesperson? They're shamelessly complimentary. You ever noticed the great ones? Oh, I've never seen somebody look as good in that outfit as you look. Oh my God. Come look, people. Come look. Look at how she looks. Oh, those shoes on you. Oh my God, that suit, the bow tie, perfect. Oh, not everybody can pull off a bow tie, but you, sir, you can smash the bow tie, right? And I know they're doing it. I know. I don't look that amazing, but I don't argue. I'm like, yeah, maybe there's a little bit of truth in that, just a little bit. Same thing's true with your customers. I just want you to think about this going deep into your organization. Every person that joins, because guess how we treat customers? Like commodities. We treat them like disposable things. They come and they go, come and they go, come and they go. Oh, you're in now? Okay, forgotten. You signed? Okay, forgotten. Right? So to take a minute and connect them to the community by, first of all, complimenting them and letting them know how excited you are for them that they've made this choice. You don't need to overdo it, but you do need to do it. Now, I want you to think about that with your customers, and then theirs, and then theirs, and then theirs, and then theirs as it moves through your organization. What if everybody is complimenting all of their customers? Just that one little simple thing. What's that going to do for retention? What's that going to do for duplication? What's that going to do for overall average customer revenue? It's a big number. And that's what we're trying to create over time, right? Get more dollars per customer by bringing more value per customer. The compliment unlocks a whole bunch of things. Then welcome them. Help them get oriented. Help them get situated. Help them get supported in any other way. Like I told you before, you're part of the secret sauce of making this product special. So if you help people feel oriented and supported and let them, hey, if you have any questions, call me. You know, if there's any issues, let me know. If you have any friends that would like to try what you're trying, hey, let me know. I'll take care of them for you. But let them know that there might be extra education. Also, plant the seed. Is it all right if I stay in touch and just let you know little things, little ways that you could use your product a little bit better? Because there's people inside our customers and our team that are constantly finding unique ways to use this product or use this service. Is it all right if I just drip that to you? And what's the best way? Text message, email? What's the best way for me to be able to stay in touch with that? Think about what that does longer term. Pretty significant, right? So it starts with you. Make this easy and fun. Get comfortable with selling. People love to buy. They hate being sold. So give them an opportunity to buy. Make it easy. Eliminate friction. One of the biggest things I wanted you to understand in this section. Complement the decision and then welcome them. And make sure that you build a bridge so they don't feel forgotten. Some people get all the love. They feel all the love when they're a prospect. And as soon as they're a customer, they feel ignored. And we tend to do that. We tend to move on. Next, who's next? And did you realize, we'll talk about this later in retention mastery, but it's 7 times more valuable to keep a customer than to go get a new one. 7 times the effort to go get a new one than it is to keep an existing one. How do you keep an existing one? Make them feel special. Okay? So make it fun. Make it easy, and make people feel special. That is section 7. Okay, so with all of this, we had some questions before lunch, and any questions we have between either the third-party section or any of these sections that we want to talk about. And if you need to go to the bathroom, go hit the bathroom, and we'll bounce around to some questions. Let's go here. Who's got a mic for me? It's coming. It's coming. I only do that because the people at home can't hear it. No, but the people at home will never be able to hear you. It's coming somewhere. There it is. Right here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Just a question regarding the third party. Mm-hmm. How do you know when it's a good third party? I mean, when you send a video, how do you know that it's a good quality one? When you became a third party for your team, how you know that you are a good third party?
Results. You're going to find out really, really fast. You're going to make a list of third-party stories, tools, people, events, and you're going to see which ones work and which ones don't. What works for your particular opportunity? What works for your culture? What works for your product? What works for your team's personality, right? What works? You'll find out very fast. And you'll find out what doesn't work. I tried this, crickets, I got nothing. I tried this, it worked really, really well. Huh, okay. And then just plan, do, review, right? You're going to make a plan, you're going to do it, you're going to review the results. All right, I'm going to make a better plan. A little less of this tool, a little more of that one. And it won't take long, right? Within 90 days, you're going to know at least what's working for this year.
I have, because I asking this question because I had this issue. I mean, when I was the third party, the closing rate was very high. But when my team became the third party of their team, the rate became very low.
Right. So you're going to need to teach them, and we're going to get into that in duplication mastery, much more detail of how to. You're going to learn the skill. You got to help. You're independent. They're dependent. You got to help them become independent over time. And that's a process. It won't happen in 1 second. You want to try and keep it as simple as you can. But once they become independent, then guess what we got to do? Teach them how to teach their people how to become independent. So that's the science of what it is that we do, of figuring out. This isn't just about you learning a skill and having a few employees and teaching them a skill. This is how do you get a big group of people to do things consistently that's going to get them results. So that's why you have to fight for simplicity. That's why you have to fight and understand you're going to be part of the process that keeps them in that simple process while they complicate things. And if it stops duplicating, stops working, you need to go in there and pay attention to what they're doing and go, you're going to be able to find why it's not working real quick. You're like, oh, wow, this is obvious. This person's just doing first party. It's all about them. And, they're either too much or they're not enough or something, right?
Thank you. And can I ask another question?
Sure.
It's about the try period. When you have some products who met longer time to get results, when you say to a person, okay, can you try this?
Yep. How long does it take for your product? What's your product?
It's a natural supplement, like aloe vera.
Aloe vera?
Yes.
Okay,
So
what's the company?
Forever.
Forever, okay.
So you need like more than probably 2 months to get result. You say to the people, you need to try it at least 2 months, or you.
Yeah. You just say, look, let me tell you, and you know the benefits of aloe vera, right?
Yeah.
Huge benefits. So you're going to educate people about the value of aloe vera, but then you're also going to tell them, look, it's going to, if it takes 60 days, tell them 90. Okay? It's going to take like 90 days. So get yourself a 90-day supply. And these are the benefits that people experience from this. And what does a 90-day supply cost?
Around 150, 200 euros.
Yeah, 200 euros. I mean, come on. It's 90 days, 200 euros. It's nothing.
Okay.
Right? For your health.
Yeah.
Because how many of you deal with supplements of some sort? Of any sort, right? You're going to pay. You're going to pay. You're going to pay in prevention, or you're going to pay at the pharmacy. You're going to pay one way or the other. You're paying. One's going to give you a better life. One's going to give you a shittier life. Okay? Now, you can talk about, here's all the benefits of this particular product clinically. And you don't have to do it for 90 days. Guess what? If you want immediate results, go get a Red Bull and enjoy your day. Or there's a different option, right? So if you want to take charge, if this is a pain point, if this is something that's important for you, if your doctor told you something's got to change or whatever, consider this as part of your conversation with yourself about health and wellness, future longevity, etc. Okay, so anytime you need to What's the word I'm using? Set expectations. Like with the travel people, people come in and they go do one comparison to hotels.com and they go, well, it's cheaper on hotels.com and it isn't my thing. Well, you have to set expectations to be able to say it's not just about that one savings and that one situation and that one thing. It's about this and this and this and this and this, and set the expectation. You might find a cheaper thing here, but over the long term, here's what you're going to be looking for, and here's the value you're going to be providing to people. So you got to set that expectation when it comes to what it delivers and what it doesn't, whether it's legal services or this or that, or water, for crying out loud. I mean, you're dealing with any of these different types of things. Set an expectation down the road that's a real thing in order to be able to help a person experience a benefit. Because everybody wants immediate everything. But you know what? The whole world has realized immediate is bullshit. I don't know why I'm cursing so much today, but yeah, but anyway, I normally don't, and I'm hoping I'm doing it when we're in between courses. But don't you kind of acknowledge the fact? Haven't we all been down this road that there's no immediate anything? That if you want to, you can't just do 10,000 steps one day and you're in shape. You got to do it consistently. You got to drink water. You've got to eat your macros. You got to get your protein. You've got to be able to, do things that you can sustain over time in order to be able to have any kind of results. I mean, I think the world is kind of opened up to that. And aren't we all a little skeptical of people who are promising immediate results? An immediate answer to everything in 2 seconds? So I think you have some credibility by being a consultant and saying, look, come on, let's talk about real life. Yes, sir. Microphone again.
My question kind of goes off of that also. So like I call them Google experts, Google doctors. They'll, because nowadays it's right there. It's in their hand.
Right.
You get them talking to them. They're going to say, well, I looked this up on Google. And
what's your product?
LifeVantage.
LifeVantage. So like Protandim and NAD and all that. Yeah. And they've looked up some ingredient or something?
Well, they just look it up and they'll see some bad reviews off of Google, or they seen where they were in a suit number of years ago. They don't look at they just find some bad information. You can find bad information.
Yeah, sure. Here's all I would say to that stuff is did anybody ever get a bad review online or something? Somebody looked something up and it was annoying, or there's some lawsuit or something that happened with your company, or somebody accused somebody of something or whatever. My favorite to that is listening. You want to make sure that what I'm hearing from you is you looked at this and that made you wonder from a trust perspective if this is a real thing or not. I get it. I understand. I looked at it too. I'm the same as you. I want to make sure that I'm involved in something credible. But let me tell you what I did. I looked at, are you an Amazon customer? Are you an Amazon Prime person? Do you know how many lawsuits Amazon has? Google it. Somebody Google it for me. How many lawsuits has Amazon had in its life? Just for fun. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Success attracts some drama sometimes. It's 13,000 legal lawsuits. We've had 2. So we're way behind. If we want to catch up to Amazon, we got 13,998 lawsuits in order to be able to catch up to it. So it's just like, so a reporter said boo about us. Somebody talked to somebody who joined our business for 15 seconds and then blamed us for their lack of doing anything. it's not really a thing. You know, I can tell you 500 stories for the 2 stories of people who said this didn't work for them. You know, and I'm not going to blame them. Maybe it didn't work. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Give it a try. Give it a try. You'll know real quick. For every negative thing, I could show you 10 positive things. So, you know, yes. Is there going to be some noise? Sure. Take any company doing anything of significance, there's noise. There's negativity. For somebody who takes a positive, somebody else is going to take the negative. Somebody's going to be looking for clicks. Somebody's going to be looking for attention. Somebody's going to be looking, you know, to try and create some lawsuit to be able to get some settlement. Somebody's going to be doing all kinds of stuff. That's just normal. It's business. It's business. Plus, companies like ours and everybody else, sometimes they make mistakes. And guess what? They either fix them or they get eliminated. We're still here. So you just got to decide. I can tell you all this stuff, right? And don't take my word for it. Third party, third party, third party, third party, third party, third party, third party. Right? Now, some people just want to sound smart. You know, they're 380 pounds and they're talking about the ingredients in a product. Like, come on, stop. You haven't looked at an ingredient in anything that you've eaten in the last 28 months. You know, stop it. That can't be the issue. Can it? That can't be the issue. Come on. What's the real issue? Talk to me. Right? We get to the real issue. We answer it. But again, when it comes, this happens more in recruiting than it does in sales. In sales, it's about need, solution. Do you have a need? I have a potential solution. It might not be the perfect solution for you. It might not be a fit. I need to ask a few more questions. Tell me this, tell me that, tell me this, tell me that. Oh, well, it sounded like it might be a solution for you. Guess how we're going to find out? Try it. Have it be. How many $200 decisions have you made in the last 12 months? How many of them have been brilliant? How many of them have been stupid? How many stupid $200 decisions have you made in the last 12 months if you were to estimate?
Some thousands.
A lot of stupid decisions. Let this be one of them. And it could work. Who knows? We're going to know by finding out. I just know that we have so many customers that are getting results and they have the same exact need that you have. See what I mean? Don't need to take this, get so heavy. Don't need to get heavy. You know, just have fun. Goof around. Play around. Be a consultant. Be a consultant and pretend that your product is one of many products that you could recommend. You just need to ask some questions first. So let's go over here. Where's Mike? There we go.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Eric.
Welcome.
I got a kind of open question here a little bit. When we're creating connection and conversations, let's say it starts out on text messages, DMs, social, what have you. As a network marketing pro, is it best to try to transition to a face-to-face contact, conversation, or video? Is there a preferred method that's going to work a lot better than just sticking with a text that could fall apart?
Text is where people start. Frankly, calling people without texting first is rude in today's world.
That makes sense.
You know? So you just need to, even if it's my family, I would text and say, hey, you have a second?
Right.
You know? And then I'd call. You know, they ghost me all the time. I'm trying to FaceTime my grandkids. They're ghosting me constantly. Freaking ungrateful.
Until they want money. Until they want money.
It's like, yeah, I see how it is. Let's see how Christmas is going to look like for you. No, I'm just teasing. But I think it all starts text message, DMs, Instagram, whatever platform that you use, whatever they like to use, you find out where people respond, right? I mean, younger kids, it's all Snapchat. It's crazy. I don't even understand Snapchat. Don't have Snapchat. But man, like my 20-year-old, it's like 95% of all of his communication with every single person in his life is Snapchat. Not text. They don't text. When I text, he's like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? Yeah, social. But for him, it's Snap. Like, okay. So you're going to go to people and you're going to find out where they are. You're going to start there. And text to text, voice to voice is kind of like an upgrade. And you can do voice text, but don't get too annoying with that. Do you have any of you have voice texters that overdo it? It's like, I'm going to kill you if you don't just text. I just want to read it. I don't need to listen to your message every time. I'm so glad that they have a little transcription so I can just see what they said. It's so much, but don't overdo it. But, one can lead to another. You can do a little video message, which is fine, but now I got to watch the video because they don't transcribe the videos. So I got to watch the person video. So get to the point. And then face-to-face, in person. In person is always the best. If you can figure out a way to get face-to-face on social, FaceTime, Zoom, WhatsApp video, whatever it happens to be, even on the social platforms, and then face-to-face in person. That's kind of the hierarchy, but it's a blend. And when it comes to customer stuff, it doesn't need to be heavy. That's way more necessary when it comes to recruiting because you're talking about building a business. Here, do you have a need? I have a solution. Do you want to see if maybe give it a try? Because I think it might help you. Do we need to meet? I don't think so. It's like, I don't need to meet somebody. I found these creatine gummies that are the best creatine gummies in the history of gummies, or in creatine, because I don't like the powders. And I've tried like 15 different gummies that are like not tasty, and these are like a treat. So I take them every single day. So this is my commercial on creatine gummies. See what I'm saying? It's weird, right? But for me, I don't need to talk to anybody. I don't need to talk to the doctor. I don't need to see a clinical report. I don't need to see nothing. I've seen enough stuff on social about the value of creatine. Ship me the freaking gummies. I'm good. I got 3 bags of gummies yesterday, and that's good enough to take me for a month and a half, and I'm on auto ship. Send that stuff to me. I'm good. I don't need to have a conversation. I don't need to talk to their rep. I don't need any value add. Just send me the gummies. I'm fine. I'm good. You see what I mean? So don't get so heavy with this stuff. It's need, solution. Find out if there's a need and let them know you have a possible solution. It doesn't need to be like going to the dentist. It doesn't need to be this big scary thing. And if they don't like your solution, big deal. Like if I don't click on the gummy thing to order the gummies, they're not having a meeting about it. I'm just one other guy that didn't order them. It's okay. All right? So, question here. You're welcome. Hand her that.
Thank you, Eric.
Welcome.
I'm in financial service industry. I teach them, train them. They are like, let me ask my financial advisor. And that's the killer. They go over there and they're like, those products is like this. And
What's your company?
World Financial Group.
WFG, okay.
Yes. So how do I handle
Why
that?
is it? Well, I mean, again, you're going to want to probably inoculate them, set expectations with their financial advisors. All right? Right. So not to get too far in the weeds, but let me get a little bit in the weeds with you on this, okay? I'm talking to you and I'm saying, hey, I've got some products that I think might be beneficial for you with your financial future, your financial health. It's helped a lot of other people, might help you. This is something for you to explore. Okay? I'm not saying it's a perfect solution. I'm not even saying it's a good fit, but it's something that I think you should consider. Okay, cool. You show them some stuff, and they say, "Oh, I need to talk to my financial advisor." No problem. I would recommend it. But I want you to understand something. Always look for agendas. Everybody's got an agenda. Some financial planners or advisors are not fiduciaries. And when they're not a fiduciary, that means they're not obligated to tell you when they're making money on some product or something that they're offering to you in a side commission, in side bonuses, and side other things. So here's the things I would have you ask your financial advisor. Are you acting as my fiduciary? Are there any products that you are offering me that you're getting commissions on? I would like to know for my own sake. What fees am I paying, obvious and hidden, in order to be able to achieve my financial goals? You know, would you make me aware of all of those things? Give them a list of questions to ask that financial advisor, because for the most part, if it's a killer, they're not a fiduciary, usually. But most of the time, they don't want to lose the customer. That's all. So, and understand, with agendas, look, go talk to your financial advisor. Just know they're going to hate the idea of you getting value from another service provider. They're going to hate it. They like you being just over there paying the fees. They love that. They don't like you asking these types of questions, and they're going to try and plant the seed of doubt in your mind. Just be aware of that. Okay? And when you're done, go have the conversation, and then let's have another talk. And if you want, I'm happy to have the talk with you and your financial advisor. I doubt if they're going to want to, but I'm willing to. See what I mean? That's how I would handle it personally, because that financial advisor is going to just hate that conversation. Yeah, they do. Right. Yeah. But again, why are they killing it? Why are they killing it? They're killing it because it's in their best interest to keep you paying fees. That's why. So, obvious stuff.
Sorry, sir. I could ask. I'm with her. So we do some trainings, and after we presented the IUL to one particular person, and we said we're going to have a follow-up meeting. When we got to the follow-up meeting, they told us, "Oh, my financial producer suddenly gave me the product." So what do you do in situations like that?
You're not going to get them all. It's okay. You're not going to get them all. Let's say the financial advisor woke up and said, "Well, if I don't provide this product, through my services, I'm going to lose this customer." At least, guess what? That person that you talked to ended up with a better solution for themselves, and you were able to assist them. Even if you didn't profit from it, if you're a networker, the goal is to provide value. Sometimes you'll profit financially. Sometimes you'll just be part of somebody having a better life. And that contribution will feel good too. You know, at the beginning, when you're trying to make some money, at the beginning, it's, you'd like it to be you while you're making that happen. But play the long game. Be gracious with the whole thing. Just be a good person and go on a mission to be able to help people become more financially literate. Make sense? All right, I'm going to do a few more over here, and then we'll go on. We just got a little bit. Yeah, we got maybe another hour or so. How many people have at least 3 pages of notes? Yeah, good. Go ahead.
Hey, Eric.
Hi.
My question is, when it comes to handling questions and objections, how early would you start training your team on this? And how do you kind of draw the fine line between handling those and not becoming or playing the expert?
Yeah. Well, you could be the expert for their prospects, your team's prospects. So have your team introduce people to you. At the very beginning, let's say you have a very brand new team. I'll give you a strategy that I would recommend. What are make a list of the top objections that you get around your product. Okay? Let's say it's 10 of them. Make a video for everyone answering that question. referring to you being a third party, but also referring to other third party documents, other third party experts, other third party whatever, and just create a little playlist, put it on YouTube that just and think of it in terms of the title of it would be the objection that the customer has. I don't know if this is worth the price. I'm not sure about the quality. I don't know about the credibility or whatever those would be. And then make a video. It can be imperfect, doesn't need to be great. And just have that be a little playlist. Send that playlist to every single person on the team. If you get this question, it says, well, instead of me answering, can I send you this little 3-minute video? And send them that 3-minute video. Right? So you can create that super easy, super fast. Maybe you have a little portal in order to be able to have a document or have some sort of white paper or have some sort of clinical report or study or articles or anything else that would be beneficial for that. But I always made my own quick third-party tools. If the company had it, great. If the company didn't have it, I made it. Those third-party tools were, especially for recruiting, I just made them. And they were imperfect, but they were personal. They were very team-focused, and we just got moving. I worked with what I had. I didn't wait for something else to happen. Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah, thank
All right. Let's do a couple more. Who else? Right here. Let me have the mic. I got it. Thanks, brother. This Q&A helpful? Kind of like tighten it up a little? Okay.
Thank you, Eric.
Welcome.
My question is regarding third tool. I just want to find out if you have been...
Regarding what?
Third tool, the tool.
The tool.
Yeah, third-party
Third-party tool. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So if you've been involved in network marketing for more than 5 years, you still have to go through the third-party tool, or you only have to do it in your first year?
You have to use it anytime it's your prospects.
Okay.
Forever.
Forever?
Yes.
Okay.
If I was going to go build today with my name, my reputation, 40 years in network marketing,
Yes.
right? Train millions of people around the world. The worst thing I could do is come join me because I'm a big shot and you get close to me, you're going to make money, right? Yeah. Worst thing I could do. You know what I would do if I was building? Let me show you a tool.
Wow.
Let me show you an article. Let me show you a video. It might be me on the video, but I would still use the video.
Okay.
Right? Because what are you training that prospect to do? To do what I just did with them. They got to say, oh, I can do what you just did with me. I could do that with the next person.
Okay.
Because if it's all about me, they're going to listen and they're going to sit there.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's forever for your prospects. You can be a third party for other people's prospects, but they've got to focus on third party tools. You are one of many third party tools. Don't be the only one.
Okay. That's
Make
clear.
sense?
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Yeah. Bless you. Hi.
Right here. So back to the conversations and networking. Because when I think networking, I think all the business networking groups where everyone's there to promote their own business and people aren't really listening to each other. So what is your advice? I was with a business partner. I took her to a bunch of networking, and I just listened to her like vomit our product all over everyone. So what is your advice? Because I listen, and I don't jump on people, but she was jumping on people. So what is your advice on how to coach her when going to business networking where everyone's there asking for referrals and talking about their products so much that it's like people tune everyone out?
Well, it's just like, how's it working out? Is it working?
Yeah.
It's probably not working.
It's not.
Right? And if it's not, like, are you frustrated with it not working? Let's try another approach. Now, I'll give you an example. If you reached out and started a conversation with 10 people every day, 10 new people every day, go into your Instagram, find 10 people, and just start a conversation. And go on your phone, find 10 people, start a conversation. 10 today, 10 tomorrow, 10 the next day, 10 the next day. Make it as meaningful as possible. Make it as, real life as possible. Forget you have a product. Forget you have a business. Just start a conversation. It's 3,650 conversations in a year. Do you think you'll be able to convert some of those into customers? Even if you never originate the customer conversation? What percentage of those 3,650 people do you think might ask you about what it is that you have? Even if you tried not to, do you think you'd sign 30 of them out of 3,650? Do you think you'd sign 300 maybe as customers if you had any level of competency at all? How many customers did you sign in the last year? Probably not that much. It's simple stuff done at scale. You don't need scripts. You don't need fancy stuff. You just need, rather than going to a networking group and assaulting everybody else in the group with your fantastic thing, talk to 10 normal human beings a day for the next 30 days and tell me what happens by the end of the month. Good things. Good things. You'll find the transition. You don't need to figure out where the transition is. You'll find it. It'll present itself. Or after 30 days, if they haven't brought it up, you can bring it up. Like if you're out hanging out with somebody that you're interested in dating, eventually, if they're not asking you out, eventually go ahead and ask them out. They're like, come on, I'm giving them hints. Come on, a hint. They're not taking the hint. All right, fine. You want to go for coffee? You want to go for dinner? Let's go see a movie. Oh, okay. Right? So you can wait. You can ask. The amateur stuff is this, hungry dog in a butcher shop type of an approach that we use with prospects to just like jump on them and like, I have this product. It's like, oh. Our whole profession takes a bit of a hit from that. People passing out business cards at funerals, If you want to reach your dream before you die, call me. I mean, it's only funny because it's a little bit true. So, all right. How you doing? You good? All right. So we're going to do one more section, and then I'm going to do kind of like a little open and close. And we'll answer a few questions, take some pictures, close for the day. Right? Sound good? All right, good. All right, section number 8. Ready? 5, 4. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk now about some sales strategies. I gave you some principles, some concepts, some simplicity, right? How do you break into these different things? Don't overthink it. Need, solution, connect those things. You need to do more in quantity, all those other things. What I want to do now is I just want to share different ideas, and I don't want to get wildly specific, but I want to open up some other categories of selling that you could consider. Okay? These are not mandatory, but these are areas that could potentially add to the sales that you are having within your organizations. The thing that I want you to put in your notes first is decide to make a study of what's working in your company right now when it comes to adding customers, making sales. What's working? What's working in your company? What strategies are working? I work with different organizations around the world, and one thing that I've learned is I have my biases and I have my preferences, but you need to be careful of rigid thinking. Some things you need to be rigid about, but there are some times when things that I work with a few organizations today, large organizations around the world, that do things to make sales that I would have never thought would work. I would have said, no, bad idea, terrible idea. That will never work. That will never duplicate. I would have normally said that. Super wrong. So wrong. Because it's working. And one thing that I pride myself in, I like paying attention to not just what sounds good, because there's a lot of rhymey, soundy things that sound good and amazing and, are popular sounding, but don't really work. I would ask all of you to be a student of what is working. Not just with one unicorn, but what is working broadly in different pockets of your company. Pay attention to those things. Document those things. When you hear about somebody doing one of those things, go research. Go dig in. Go visit them if you have to. Watch what they're doing. Document it. What are they saying? How are they getting these results? They're selling more than anybody else. Oh, they're doing this. Well, how do they do that? Oh, they're doing that. I mean, there's some organizations that are doing paid advertisement on social media, leading to sophisticated funnels, leading to setters, appointment setters, leading to closers, leading to the distributor. What? Really? Yeah, for some high-ticket people, that's working. Some people have physical locations that they're using to sell their products in different parts of the world. I would have never thought physical locations where people would come to the location on a daily basis. These little clubs. Nope. Office concepts. What? I'm not saying that has to be a concept for you. None of these things. I want you to study. But what I'm telling you is, don't have pride of ownership that, no, this is the only way. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not something that can work. Again, you're going to want to try and create an environment where as many people as possible in your organization can make sales, regardless of skill level, confidence level, courage level, right? They can make sales because you've simplified it. There's support involved. There's encouragement. There's training. And then some people can do some more sophisticated things. Not everything has to duplicate the same level. They can do more sophisticated things in order to be able to make sales. Some people are professional salespeople. Some people are influencers. Have you seen this phenomenon? The influencers on social that are out there doing their influencer thing, which is great, fantastic, wonderful. So long as everybody doesn't feel like they have to be an influencer. Some people just, are not as pretty as some other people. Some people have some, assets that other people don't have. When it comes to advertising and eyeballs and attraction and all that stuff, that's just reality. Okay, fine. Here's the mistake: is if some influencers are doing really, really well, great. They're making lots of sales, great. Let's examine not just the sales, but the team building. Let's examine sales, team building, and duplication. Let's examine sales, team building, duplication, and leadership development. Because there's all aspects of those things. And sometimes the sales, all they get is sales. And that's okay. If that's all they want, and they can make good money. I know people in this profession that are making between $100,000 and $2,000 a month just selling products themselves. They don't even have a team. They have a huge audience, and they're making sales, and that's all they need. They're good with that. Well, for me, I would try to rescue them from just that and be able to show them how to have a different quality of that same kind of income with a leveraged team over time. But some people, that's not their thing. So I learned not to try and persuade the unpersuadable. Let them be. It's okay. Let them make their sales. Wonderful. Fantastic. So long as it doesn't discourage the base of people that are doing it however they're doing it. So have you seen that? So study what's working, pay attention, document it however you can, and then see where it fits. Is it base DMO, daily method of operation? Is it a little higher skill set? Is it for super salespeople? Is it only for a few people? Where does it fit? How are you going to edify it? How are you going to educate it? How are you going to train it? How are you going to duplicate it, etc.? So think about social selling as an example. I think we all recognize that we live in a world where people are living on social media. Yeah? So there is an element of social selling that in my opinion, if you're not leveraging that at least a little, you're missing an opportunity. I'm not saying that you're making a massive mistake. It's just an opportunity that you could have leveraged that you're not leveraging. There's a world out there. You can reach that world. You have basically a television station at your disposal. You can turn yourself into a brand. You can develop different types of things depending on what you want to do. But social selling, is that an aspect of what's working inside of your organization? How many people have social selling happening in your company? Yeah. How many of you are aggressively engaged in social selling yourself? Smaller number. Okay? See, it's okay. Now, you might feel bad about it, like, oh, I should be doing more. Pay attention to the long game. For what I want for you is to build a huge organization of people who find their place and their method and their sweet spot, and they're happy doing what they're doing, and you're embracing all of them without judging any of them, unless they're doing something unethical. So social selling. Sampling. Is sampling, how many of you have a product that's sampleable? Have a product that's sampleable? If you do, is that something that you can explore? A sampling strategy. Different products for different months, different campaigns, different things. Think about those types of things, if that makes sense, if you have a sampleable product. If you're not utilizing a sampling strategy, I would tell you it's an excellent way for people to try things, and it's an excellent way for people to become educated about your product to the point that they understand it. And you can decide, is it a giveaway sample program, or is it a charge them for the product sample program? It's a 3-day sample pack, 5-day sample pack, 10-day, 30-day, whatever happened to be, some sort of a strategy as a trial. I like assignment-based sales strategies. So as a leader, I like giving people assignments, just in general, broad-based, okay? For example, I could give people an assignment that, how many of you have a main product, but then you have a lesser known product? Anybody have a lesser known product? I could give somebody an assignment. This month, everybody's going to try the lesser known product. And we're going to document using that lesser known product inside of our team for 30 days. And we're going to build a bunch of stories around that lesser known product. And next month, we're going to have that be the product of the month. And we're going to use our stories in order for every person to get 5 customers on that lesser known product. It's just assignment based. I come up with an assignment. What's my job? Get people to do more than they were going to do. Right? That's my job as a leader. Get people to do more than they were going to do without me. So anytime I can come up with an assignment or a challenge around a product, it's like, give me some product categories. What's a product category? Huh? To say identity theft. Could you give a challenge for somebody to do an identity theft check? To check their vulnerability? Challenge everybody to encourage every single person that they know to check out their vulnerability. That's a challenge, right? What's that going to do? It's going to give people something to do, right? Give me another product category. Huh? Clothing? Leather bags. You have a leather bag product in your network marketing company? Oh, wow. Okay. I've never heard of that. So, yeah. Got it. No, I got it. So, could you give it what would be a challenge you could provide around that? Compare your product to another product out there when it comes to quality and price and usefulness? Right. How it compares with opportunity. So I'm paraphrasing for him. Here's what I will tell you. If you have a weight loss product, could you come up with a 1 month 10-pound weight loss challenge and see how many people you can get involved in a 10-pound weight loss challenge around the world? Everybody give them a script of what to say. Go to every single person. Would you like to lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days? We're all going to do this together. Here's what it takes. Here's the program. Here's the accountability. We're going to work out together online every day. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And let's go have some fun. Or it might be a sleep challenge. We're going to improve the quality of our sleep. It might be an energy challenge. We're going to improve the energy within our organization. You see what I mean? It might be a travel challenge. It might be a savings challenge. It might be anything. Come up with a challenge. People love challenges. And it tightens it up. And instead of this open-ended forever to talk to, it creates a little timeline around it. And it causes people to do things that they weren't going to do. So whether it's an assignment, it's a challenge, it's a campaign. You could do a campaign around the product of the month. You could campaign around a flavor. You could do a campaign around a result that somebody's looking for in their life. To create some campaign or contest. Give people little scripts around these things, conceptual scripts. Because if you give them that, they'll know what to do. Or you can go to people who's a natural customer of yours. If you're trying to describe who they were as a profession, let's say. Can you think of a profession that is naturally attracted to your product? Any profession? Say again? Insurance agents. So could you have an insurance agent challenge to be able to go to insurance agents in order to be able to, with a particular script and inviting them to a specific thing? Could you do something around single moms? Could you do something around stay-at-home moms? Could you do something around personal trainers, chiropractors? Could you do something around doctors or nurses? Could you do something around teachers? Could you do something around whatever, nutritionists? Pick it. Dermatologists, whatever it is. All this stuff is just pay attention to how can you create an environment that will cause people to do more than they were going to do. So social selling, sampling, assignments, challenges, campaigns, scripts. Another thing that I would use if I was you is I would pay attention to what's working, but 2, take a moment and create a case study of everything that's working. Here's this person. Here's where they were. Here's where they came from. They did this thing. And they did it for this period of time. And they followed this particular process. And they got this result. Now, if you created that little case study, let's say it was a 4-page write-up and a little video interview, and you sent it to everybody in your team, would that give them ideas on how to maybe follow that simple case study. Sometimes, if it's me, I will tell you what I need. I need a little structure. If you just tell me, get better, that doesn't help me very much. But plan, do, review really helped me. If you tell me, go sell, I'm stressed. But if you say, here's a case study and do exactly these things, and here's generally a result that you could expect, I can turn my brain off and do those things. This is how I'm wired. Okay? I'm relieved when there's a little structure and I don't have to have the burden of creation and authorship. I'm better at tweaking something that already exists and making it better than I am at creating something from scratch. I'm better at observing what's working and go, oh, that's good. If I add this little thing to it, and if I add a little recognition to it over here and a little bit of support over there and a little bit of training over here, I can make it even better. Or this is great, super complicated though. How can I make it simpler? How can I reduce it down? So this whole section on strategies is I want you to be thinking in terms of you being a business owner and you being a sales architect. Write that down. Sales architect. I want you to design an environment that creates more sales. I want you to design an environment, strategies, tools, support, training, recognition, encouragement, reinforcement, communication, all of these things that a sales architect has to put together in order to be able to have predictable sales. Because you know what most of you have? Sales by accident, not by design. What percentage of your sales do you think is by design versus by accident? I'd say most of it's by accident. Most of it's by just raw ambition. Most of it's by desire and need. Most of it's by influence. Not really about structure, not really about architecture. So what do case studies do? It gives you some architecture. What does your vision do around this? What's some architecture? What is your scripts and campaigns and everything else? You can start to craft something that continues to move. Every 3 to 6 months, or certainly every year, you should reevaluate and audit what is working now. What stopped working? What's just not working as much anymore? What got tired? What's working fresh now in different parts of the organization? Who's holding on to a strategy that's not working anymore? There's a lot of people on your team right now, they're probably holding on to a strategy that stopped working 18 months ago, which is normal, okay? We're not really as adaptive as we need to be. As a business owner, you're going to learn to be more adaptive. Sales strategies come and go. It doesn't mean they're not important. They come and go. Skills and architecture and the ability to be adaptable, that's what's going to be a long-term strategy that makes sense. Okay? So I want you to pay attention to what's working. I want you to try things. Sometimes you might hear things like in this program that nobody in your company's ever even tried. And you went, Be the one that tries it. Now, don't test it on your entire team. If it's a new strategy inside of your existing culture, test it in a quiet little group to see if it gets results. Make sure it's proven. And once you find out something like this is proven, then go to your leaders, let them know the results, show them the case study, the beta group. And if they agree, then maybe they test it, see if it works with their teams. And then if everybody agrees, then it can become part of your system, at least for now. But then again, keep your eye on the prize as far as what's working, what isn't, okay? So think in terms of sales strategy, studies, what's working inside your company. Be an architect, right? Don't test a brand new strategy, even if it's working great for somebody in some other organization, don't test that on your organization because it's very risky. If it might not work. And then you might mess up the whole momentum inside of your organization. I've seen that happen a lot. So make sure you, again, play the long game. You know, you're going to be doing this a long time. Play the long game as a sales professional. Okay? So that's it for sales strategies. Okay. I'm just going to do a close, a wrap up, okay? Then we'll open it up for some more questions. It's now 4:20-ish, so we're doing good on time. Sandy, do me a favor and take are you running the slides there? Huh? Are you running the slides from there? This? Will you go do it? I just need the titles of all the 9 or the 8 actually on one slide. Yeah, great. While we're doing that, any other questions about any of the stuff that we just talked about? Shout it out. I'll repeat it. Go ahead. Hi. Louder. Hold on, we'll bring you a mic.
Coming in right behind you. Hi, Eric. Thank you.
Welcome.
How are you doing?
Great.
Good. It's to ask about team building. I know it's about sales, but about commending the person and welcoming them to the team. But then, how far do you go before you decide that you need to let go?
We'll cover that a bit tomorrow in the recruiting process. But I'll just answer generally, and we're going to cover that much more when we deal with retention and when we deal with duplication and leadership, all of those. And I'm really looking forward to those because retention is not a strength of our business, and duplication is a mystery for most people. Leadership, well, leadership is the most valuable thing possible. But what I would say is, you're looking for people who are willing, coachable, and hungry. If people are willing, coachable, and hungry, you can spend unlimited time with them. If they're not willing, coachable, and hungry, all three, they're not worth hardly any time. I look at people as one of two things. They're either a destination or a doorway. Okay? So if they're willing, coachable, and hungry, they're a destination. I work with them and I help them to become whatever they want to become in our business. If they're not willing, coachable, and hungry, I view them as a doorway, and I work as quickly as possible for them to introduce me to their world before they quit.
Got it. Thank you.
So I need to make as many connections as possible to their universe before they fade, and they're going to fade. If they're not willing, coachable, and hungry, they're going to fade. They're very temporary. If they're not those three things. And those three things are not impossibly hard. They can't be 2 out of 3. They have to be all 3. And I tell them that up front. You want my personal time? You need to be willing, coachable, and hungry. The way I'm going to know is I'm going to give you assignments. Not that I'm your boss, just assignments that are designed to help you become independent as quickly as possible. And if you follow through on those assignments, then I'm going to know you're willing, coachable, and hungry. And if the assignments are too hard, I'll make them simpler and easier. I'll reduce it down to the point that I finally find the acceptance level that's not too scary for you. And then once you do it, then we'll build from there. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to be courageous. You don't have to be skilled. You just need to be willing, coachable, and hungry. And then you'll get all the time you need from me. But it's going to be a very assignment-based, back and forth type of a relationship That's because that's how I'm going to know, because everybody says they're willing, coachable, and hungry. Not everybody is, okay? And if you're not, I'm not judging you. It might not be a good time for you. You'll get group time from me then. I'll see you on the Zoom calls. I'll invite you to the events, those types of things. That's when I'll see you. That's when I'll hang out with you, and that's when I'll spend time with you. I've learned that my personal time investment is best invested in people who are willing, coachable, and hungry, which I don't think are too hard. The number of hours that you're working is not really important. What's important is those three things. That help? Okay. Let's go one more back here, and then we'll do the close. Hi.
Good afternoon. Thank you for taking my question. I would need guidance on a conversation that I'm about to have with my hot market.
Okay.
And by no choice of ours, we are going to go from drinking Pepsi that we love to now we're going to drink Coke.
Okay.
So in my hot market, how do I have that conversation about, yes, I've always loved Pepsi, but now Coke is, or vice versa. I can't remember what I said.
So yeah, well, give me the real life names of this stuff.
Our company, 7K Metals, has gone to an affiliate program.
Yes. So now you're going to do what?
Something else.
Something else.
More tech instead of
fine.
physical, more tech.
So do some companies not have what it takes to be able to last the long term? Sure. You either adapt, get stronger, or you get eliminated. It's really simple. Companies come and go, products come and go. Guess what doesn't come and go? Professionals. So you're the asset. Okay? So I would go to my hot market and say, look, you might have known that I was involved in this other thing. That company decided to make a different, a directional decision that's not in alignment with my goals. So I decided to make a move to this other company. And I'm not trying to recruit you. I do appreciate your support, and I do thank you for our relationship. You're not a candidate. Don't worry about it. I just want you to know I'm involved with this new company, and here's why. Here's my story. 4 steps to the story. And say, it would mean the world as I start this new endeavor. I've had to pick myself up after being disappointed from this previous company. But I feel like I found myself in a company that's going to be able to take care of me in the future. And I'm not asking you to be a part of it. This is for me. But if you'd support me, mean the world. Here's 4 ways you could do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if it's no to any of that, hey, no harm, no foul. I'm just asking. And if you're not comfortable with any of those things, no worries. Here's what I would ask you. At a minimum, just be supportive of me. Just be supportive of me as I'm going to build what I want to build for my life. That's kind of like an expectation that I would have for somebody who I love and who I think loves me, is that they would support me, even if they might not agree with the decisions that I've made.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I do believe in that, actually. I think you need to spend more time with people who are pushing you in the direction of your dreams, less time with people who are distracting you from your dreams, and no time with people who are discouraging you from your dreams. That's just my opinion. Just little to zero time. If you're discouraging me, actively discouraging me from what I want to do with my life, that's not a friend. It's just not. It's Jeff Bezos calls it. And I'm a big fan of Jeff Bezos, how he runs his companies. He has this. Sometimes he disagrees with one of his managers, and they're in a meeting, and he has this philosophy, and the philosophy is called disagree and commit. In other words, he's got some one of his presidents or VPs or something has a strong opinion, they disagree, and they're in this meeting and say, you know what? You're involved in it more than I am. I disagree with this decision, but I'm going to commit to doing everything in my power to help you achieve your goals. I'm not going to say, I told you so later. I'm not going to reprimand you for making a mistake. I'm behind you. I disagree, but I'm committing to help you. So I would say to my loved ones that disagree, I would ask them to disagree, but still support. You can disagree with my decision, but still support me if you love me. I would do the same for you. I don't have, how many people that you watch them get into a relationship, you know the relationship's going to be a disaster. You disagree with this relationship, but you still love them. You're still supporting them. You're still encouraging them. You're still trying to help, but you're watching them go into a train wreck. You know how it's going to end. It's not going to end well, right? You still love them. Ask for the same. So, let me do this close and then we'll do a few more questions. Okay. Fair enough. You good? Everybody good? All right. Okay. 5, 4. Okay. So we have spent what? 4 hours, 4.5 hours, something like that, going through sales certification and what I want this to be, my objective for this entire exercise with you is for you to become certified in this discipline. And what you heard a lot through this is concepts that will serve you to be a professional long term. And anytime you find yourself not selling or not duplicating sales or not retaining sales the way you want to, not attracting as much sales as you want to, I want you to come back to this and self-diagnose. Where am I missing? Am I missing here? Am I missing there? We talked about foundational principles that are necessary for you to be able to really be a sales professional. How to become the ultimate product ambassador. Not only you, but everybody in your team. Becoming a strong, bold ambassador for your product in the world and what that's going to do for the identity and culture of your organization, success of the people that you have in your organization, the success even of your customers, being that product ambassador. You'll find that as you become a product ambassador, some of your customers, without becoming a distributor, will become a product ambassador as well, just from you rubbing off on them. We talked about hot market strategies, how to effectively go to your hot market, how to teach other people how to go to their hot market and get support. Third-party resources, STEP, stories, tools, events, and people. Use that STEP formula anytime you're giving facts. You're a connector. You are not the message. You're the messenger. You're there to connect people to third-party resources. That's what will duplicate. That's what will create sales. Make sure you have your list of third-party resources. Give everybody a chance. Don't prejudge. Let them all have an opportunity to at least become educated. They have a need. Help them understand and find out if they have a need. And if they do, provide a solution and encourage them to give it a try. Don't make it too heavy. Questions and objections are your friend. They're not something to be feared. They're not something to be afraid of, scared of, intimidated by. They're there to help with the process of education and understanding. Without questions and objections, people don't really understand. With questions and objections, they have a much better chance of understanding. Know that that's real. And step into it with a simple process to be able to do this and help other people do it. Make sales easy, simple, and fun. Light. It doesn't need to feel heavy. It doesn't need to be a long, scary process. Like I say, people want to buy. You're going to give them an opportunity to be able to do so. And then, finally, look at strategies within your company, within your team, within your upline, within the profession. What's working today? What can you do to be able to test? How can you figure out different case studies? How can you implement different things to be able to try within your organization in order to be able to create more sales? It's all right. Hi, honey. A sweet thing. Oh, she just woke up. I'll do number 8 again. So cute. I think I was about here. 7? Start with 7. Okay. Keep things, again. Make sales easy, simple, and fun. This doesn't need to be difficult. It doesn't need to be hard. It shouldn't feel like a big, scary process. There are people out there who need what you have. You all understand that. We're going to try and connect them to a product or service that will meet that need. It's as simple as that. People are looking for it. They're willing to try other things. They will try what it is that you have. You just have to be in enough conversations in order to be able to make that introduction possible. Okay? And then finally, sales strategies. Strategies for you to be able to go into the marketplace. Figure out what's working within your company. Whether it's sampling, whether it's social, whether it's different sophisticated strategies, influencers, who knows what it might be, but between assignments and challenges and campaigns, game plans, case studies, make sure that you are collecting and curating, because ultimately you need to become a sales architect, creating a structure and an environment that will promote more sales. Our job ultimately is to increase the number of customers and to increase the revenue per customer. How do we do that? By being professionals, by giving people opportunity, keeping the doors of our business open. So when people walk through the app, the opportunity to take advantage of it. Okay? So 1, you might need to listen to this more than once. You might have to go through this a few times. Let me give you one pro tip. You know what's the best way for you to really internalize this information? Go teach it. Go teach it. Take one of these modules and teach it. Don't just play it. Don't play it to somebody. Teach it to somebody. Take your notes and teach it on the next Zoom with your team. Teach it, even if you don't have it all figured out. Guess how you figure it out? Teaching is one of the great tools for you to be able to internalize it. The other thing I would tell you is the learning of all this stuff. You got your notes? The learning of all this stuff is in the doing. You can study this. We can spend the next 30 days talking to each other all day long. You'll learn more in 1 week of actually doing what we've talked about than you will in 1 year of study. The learning is in the doing. Okay, so don't be afraid of the doing. Get out there and make it possible. Like I said at the beginning, again, how many people believe in your product? Become a professional so more people have the opportunity to benefit from your product. Okay, so I'm proud of you all. Congratulations. Sales certification is closed.